Hello and welcome back. My name's Kieron Seamons. This is my inky world, and today we're going to be drawing two inky rats and a goldfish. Sounds crazy, but it might be a lot of fun. Get your pen, get your paper, get your paint, whatever you want to do, and draw along with me, and let's have some fun. Okay, so we're going to get into some drawing, and I'm hoping that the camera gods will be nice to me today. They have been so dreadful recently. They have been absolutely horrific, and they have been making a terrible, terrible mess of my videos. So, fingers crossed. Trying to get a nice kind of rough texture there to start me off, because I'm trying to draw two rats and I want to try and get a nice kind of dirty, scruffy kind of feeling about them, as they are down in some kind of underground sewer. And I want to kind of get this feeling that they're nice, dirty, kind of, you know, that they're rather unpleasant little characters. So I'm trying to get a nice kind of rough kind of characters to them. Try and make them look a little bit like tough guys. And how are you doing today? How are you all? The internet seems to have gone very quiet, but I guess that's with all the political stuff that's happening at the moment. Everybody's mind is fried. But not me. I'm happily drawing away in my little cave. Is that what I can call it? My little cave. So this is to do with one of the characters in the book, and his name is Pinky, and Pinky is this kind of exotic goldfish. Probably the best way of describing him is an exotic goldfish. I kind of see him more as like a piranha or something, you know, and he has been sold as a pet goldfish, and I think with Norman being so kind of gullible that he's kind of fallen for it. And I think in book one he kind of tries to explain, well, you know, I'm not just a goldfish, I'm and he kind of comes up with this kind of like, and my name isn't Pinky, my name is, and he comes up with like a nice gangster name, you know. And but it doesn't really work. It doesn't really change Norman's mind. Of course it wouldn't. What would change Norman's mind? So I'm trying to get this nice feeling here of these kind of ear-chewed, stinky, horrible, rough kind of gutter rats, really. And I've also been trying desperately to rethink the shop. It's become a little bit of a headache, to be really honest, because I didn't really think that. Well, I mean, I think as anybody does, I think when you think you're going to set up a shop, you think, well, that means I can kind of draw all day and night, and there will be some kind of monies coming in from the shop, and you kind of dream it all up. But the fact is that you really have to advertise a shop, you know. Hey everybody, come into my shop. Hey everybody. And I think after a while, I get tired of it. So I'm sure the people listening must get tired of it. But it's really what you have to do. You really have to push your products these days. And I never really enjoyed, even other people, I don't like it when people keep pushing me to buy their products. So I wouldn't imagine people would like it if I keep pushing. Do you see what I mean? It's like, and I know that everybody keeps saying, yeah, well, you know, no one's going to find your art if you don't push it. No one's going to buy this if you don't push it. But I never really, I don't really see myself as a great salesman of such, you know. So it does become quite difficult. And the Etsy shop also has become, well, you know, they have this thing of so many different types of fees. You know, you have to pay this type of fee for this, you have to pay this type of fee for that, you have to pay, you know, even your kind of credit card transaction they take a percentage of, and once you upload a design they take a part, and then once you sell it they take a part, and they add taxes to it, they add shipping fees to it, they add transaction fees to it. It's like by the time you've sold something, it's like you're getting like half a pence, you know. It's just becoming, I feel like everybody wants their bit of blood from you, you know. It's like, and yes, if I was making millions and billions every week, I wouldn't mind, but, well, I wouldn't mind so much. But, you know, at the same time, it's like, I'm an artist, you know. I don't really, obviously I do it for the money because I need to stay alive, and Mr. Miro likes to have food. But it's definitely not done from a money's point of view. It's done from a love point of view. But it's very difficult. It's very difficult to just keep it moving, you know. Keep advertising your books, keep advertising your mugs and cups and whatever, and you have to keep reminding people that your shop is there. It's really not well, has to be done, I guess. So I've been looking into the shop and seeing what actually has been interesting. What have people liked? So if you do have some ideas of what you do want from a shop, I thought originally there was a lot of interest in art prints and stuff like that. But then I kind of got sidetracked by lots of people asking for like mugs and t-shirts, and I kind of took that road. And also I've tried to be using more of the kind of more of a cartoon version of the logo, which was what's that? It was the Funky Doodler thing. So I've used that a little bit more, which I'm really pleased with. I've slightly designed it. I've changed the Funky Doodler to my name, and then all the writing at the back I've just put "and Mr. Miro," so it looks I think it looks really nice, actually. I think it looks much better that way. as the funky doodler thing was very, very difficult to control. I wanted to try and do more and more drawing videos, but without the numbers, it's very difficult to kind of keep it going. But anyway, such is life. But for those who have kind of donated something for the PayPal, I very, very, very greatly appreciate every single one of you. Thank you very much. It does help to keep the ink flowing. As I have told many times, I am an independent illustrator. I'm an independent author. So everything that I do for myself. The illustrations, the books, the shop is all done from my own pocket, my own love. There you go, my own love. And I do very much enjoy the fact that I am an independent person. But obviously, if there's good support in any other way, I'm very happy to talk about commissions, talk about other things, to kind of to get the art seen, you know. I'm very keen to get more kind of follows and likes and such. I mean, if there's anybody who knows anything about the actual kind of getting seen on YouTube and stuff, because, you know, I've done over 3,500 videos now, and I'm still getting very, very small views, which is still very, very bizarre in my mind. But am I doing something wrong? Am I missing out on something? Should I be doing something more to get them seen? What am I doing? You know, for those kind of more kind of internet versed people, what is happening? I put all my tag words on it and do all that type of stuff, but it still gets very small viewing. And it is the views that kind of YouTube want to see, you know. YouTube want to see you as a popular channel. That's what they want. And the more views and whatever you get, and the more likes and the more blah 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 blah, then they see you as an important channel. And that's very difficult to kind of maintain it. You know, I tried very hard to keep this channel as a homely drawing channel. You know, it's like this is me at home, and this is me drawing at home, and hey, come and draw along with me. But you know, I don't want to get to the stage where I have to kind of set fire to my head to get more viewers. You know. Here's me with my hat on fire. Today I'm going to draw, and I'll dance in my bikini, and I will get more views. I don't want to start doing that. I do not want to be doing that. And I see a lot of people having to do these type of ridiculous things to kind of get themselves seen. It's like, no, I don't want to do that. After like 300 books, and after like about 3,000 TV cartoon shows. I don't want to be doing stuff like that. I would like to be taken serious. Yeah. Well, taken serious, and in the way that I'm a serious artist, not in the way that that I'm a serious person. I'm not serious in any way. I'm a silly little man. Very childish person. And I like it that way. I like being childish. I like seeing the fun part of life. I do think it keeps me ticking along, that I'm not so serious about everything. But obviously when it comes down to kind of money and getting seen, then I need to take it a little bit serious. I need to kind of get the channel up to a point that it is being seen and it is being respected, you know. Without having to become a dancing monkey, if you know what I mean. Because I think there's already too many dancing monkeys out there with them. So let's get my rat. I'm going to get that brush back out again. Where is it? It's quite a nice little brush, this one. It's a little bit bent and buckled. Can you see it? It's like I've had it for quite a few years and it always gives me a nice kind of splash. Always gives me a lovely kind of roughness to it. I like it, kind of very irregular. It's not the type of brush most people would want to buy in the shop. It really is a very scraggly brush, but it works so lovely when I put it down. It just it just gives me that lovely kind of flick. I love it. And I do have some things like that. I do have some pens that I like. It's like sometimes you get very attached to a certain pen or. Right, so this is Pinky. Pinky is the goldfish in the story, and he has been caught. He's in trouble. Big trouble. And Pinky's always been quite a mouthy little character. He's always been the one who wants to eat like human food, and he doesn't understand why he can't have egg on toast and he has to eat little fish flakes and stuff like that. He's quite a mouthy little creature. Whereas Mr. Lemons has always been quite kind of silent. And I think they kind of work really, really well together. Right, I've got to get up there and get the other rat drawn without putting my hand in all that ink. Silly boy, why did you do that? I know you got excited, but you have to dry some of it out. Right, back to the second rat. It's quite nice actually drawing rats for a change. It's quite a lovely set of characters. And it's always nice to be drawing different things every day anyway. That's part of the reason that I love art and I love drawing, because I never really know what I'm going to be drawing until I'm drawing, Sometimes when someone asks me to illustrate a book, it could be about could be about rats. It could be about anything. You just don't know what it's going to be until. So there's always a challenge there. There's always something new to draw. And I think that keeps things exciting for me. I do see with a lot of channels that people get into drawing a character and they draw the same character again and again and again. And that gets, for me, it kind of like, don't you want to do something different? You know, doing the same character all the time. That's why, like with drawing Norman, it was beautiful just to draw it in black and white, grey, you know. Not to worry about all those colours and things. And I maybe that was a bad choice, because I know that everybody likes all their colourful pictures. But at the same time, I do feel like it kind of created Norman's world better. I do feel like the black and white kind of world that he woke up in was quite beautiful. And when they make my movie, when they make the Worry Lips movie, I would like it to start off in colour, you know, like the beginning part when he's with Zoe and all the romantic love is all very colourful, with colourful flowers and colourful, and then for him to then, when he wakes up in the hospital, that everything is turned black and white. I think that would be just magical. I think it'd be so beautiful to see that change in his life, change in the whole atmosphere of his life. I would love to see that. I'd love to see how. Why is my paper slipping? I would love to see that transition from Norman into the two different lives. I think that would be really quite sensational, I think. Starting off with all the colour and then falling into a black and white world. So there's only a few drawings left to do, and book 2 will be in the final stages. So that's kind of interesting. Are you excited? Are you excited by book 2? Are you excited by the second adventure of Norman? I should be like a proper author and do like preview sales and stuff like that. And it would be nice to do a nice book signing like I did with book 1. It would be nice to do a nice kind of book signing stage, you know, where I actually sit and do illustrate and sign some books. Maybe I could do that on a live or something, you know. So, I don't know. What kind of thoughts? Should I do that through the shop? Your thoughts and ideas are greatly valued, so give me some thoughts and ideas. So I love to hear your thoughts, you know. I remember somebody coming in to help me with some ideas on the shop when I first started out, and they were saying, why don't you do some I think people would love your mugs, and I think people would love, and I hadn't really thought about mugs, you know, artwork in mugs. And I was like, oh, okay, I'll try. And they were quite popular. I did sell a lot of mugs. So I'd love to hear your thoughts. I definitely would. I'm always happy to hear from you. You know that. I do love to get your comments. I do love to sit and read your comments. And I do have quite a good following now, which is very, very enjoying. I do enjoy seeing the numbers rising and such. I do like to see things progressing, you know. It makes you feel like all your hard work is beginning to pay off. It's quite difficult being an artist because you're really never sure of what is going to be popular or if it's ever going to be popular, you know. And a lot of my art friends have actually, in the recent years, have kind of given up. They've all kind of gone to join the real world. A lot of them have gone to get jobs, like working in shops and bars and such like that. And it is very, very, very sad to see, because, you know, a lot of those artists were extremely sensational people. Well, extremely sensational artists. I don't know about people, but artists are inevitably quite odd and bizarre and freaky and nutty. Not me, of course, but and that's quite a nice moody feeling there. I'm rather pleased with that. And as always, I would love to get your opinions. How do you feel about that? That will all kind of fade up anyway at the bottom. I'll keep it going just in case. And I'm trying to get some kind of tunnel system going on. Kind of see that they are kind of down in the depths of some kind of underground tunnels, which would be nice to kind of get that in. I will do the fade up here. I will do a light color and I'll bring it up to this dark kind of tunnel feeling at the back here. And I think the bricks might help to kind of define everything a little bit. But again, I don't want them to be too kind of static. I want them to be kind of faded off, so I will do it quite light. But a rather lovely drawing. I'm very pleased with that one. Lovely. So there we have it. Let's put a lovely signature on this one. Oh, Mr. Mirror's climbing up me from behind. And that means when Mr. Mirror comes and jumps on me from behind, that means I'm hungry. Always, always, always. I know, Mr. Miro. I know. Hang on. Let me just write my name and I'll give you some food. And Mr. Miro is a rather fussy eater. You know, you kind of put down food for him and then he'll just go, no, don't like the smell of that. No, and he'll walk off. Very strange. And I see other people's dogs in the park and they just kind of, you know, they'll pull out a biscuit and they'll just eat everything. Whereas Mr. Miro is just kind of, no, I don't like that biscuit. I'm not having it. So he's kind of seen as a bit of a prince in the park. Very fussy. And that has come up lovely. I'm very pleased with that. And I hope you're pleased with it. What do you think? Give me some thoughts. I do think that's come up really quite nice. The atmosphere in that is really rather lovely. Very nice. So, there we have another illustration done. Aren't we doing well? We are doing very well. We are doing very well indeed. And I'm very pleased with how things are going. I actually sit there when I finish and I pack up. I had looked at some of the illustrations so far. I'm really pleased with how it's going. So, thank you very much for being here with me today. It has been my pleasure to have you. Just seeing some lines a little bit too thin. Lovely. And it has been a pleasure. It is always a pleasure when you come to visit. It is always a pleasure when you come to watch the videos. And I'm going to go on and do some more drawing. So I will see you later on. And do leave me a comment. I'd love to see what you're thinking about today's drawing. And I will see you again very soon for more drawing. Bye bye. Have a beautiful day. Okay.